Hello, my name is Morgan Humphrey, and I'm just going to be doing my podcast today. So, today I kind of wanted to do like a murder mystery type thing. I really enjoy talking about murder mysteries, and I just find them very interesting. Today I'm going to be doing mine on Dimitri and Natalia, and I could be saying the last name wrong, but I think it's Bakshevy. They're actually both born in Russia. They met in Russia, and their story is actually really unique. So, let's start off with Dmitry Bakshevy. He was born January 28th, 1982, and he actually died February 16th, 2020, so literally this year. And then he had a rough upbringing. He really kept to himself. He actually was in the foster care system until he was 6 years old. After the foster care system, he was adopted by a man and a woman who could not have kids. And they really enjoyed having Dimitri there with them. But soon after Dimitri was placed in that home, his mother got very, very sick. She was just unable to take care of him the way that she should have. And then when Dimitri was about 15 years old, she actually ended up passing away. None of the sources that I was able to find talk about exactly what illness she had. It was most likely cancer from the symptoms she was having and just the overall way that they talk about her. So shortly after Dimitri's mom died, the dad got very, very abusive towards Dimitri, and Dimitri just couldn't take it anymore and felt like it was something he had to do was leave. So at 15 years old, he packed his bags and he left. And when I was reading about it, there was a word, and the word translated in English to bread or a loaf of bread or something of that sort. And that's actually what his dad gave him before he left. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or just something, to say goodbye, but I just found that it was very weird that he gave him a loaf of bread. Considering, what we talk about in the future, the loaf of bread just seems a little weird. So basically, moving forward, Dimitri is just very, very lonely. And, he ends up going to jail a couple of times, and he just doesn't know where to go in life. And, as Dimitri keeps living, he goes to many bars throughout his life. But this one bar in Russia, he just really loved to go to it. He felt like he met the most women there. He felt like he was able to be himself there. He got to know the kitchen staff, everybody. So Dimitri ends up meeting Natalia, and Natalia ends up being his wife later in the future. But when he first meets her, he doesn't realize the common interests that they truly have. So Natalia was actually born January 25th, 1975, and she's actually still currently alive. They never had any children together, but Natalia's life before she met Dimitri was very, very unique. She grew up, she was rich and wealthy, and she had everything that she could ever wanted. So for her to meet Dimitri and move on with him was very shocking to her parents, because Dimitri was pretty much a nobody with a lot of, criminal background. So, moving forward, they end up throwing many parties and going out and going to this bar and meeting new people. And they like to say that they had an open relationship. They would take people back to their houses and hang out. Like, they would say that they would hang out with them. But little did people know that people started to go missing. And these people started to be the people that Dimitri and Natalia were hanging out with. Natalia really just was an outgoing person and could make friends with mutually anybody. And so it really helped play into the story she then went on to meeting the couple that actually got them discovered. After meeting this couple, they had actually escaped the house after they tried to kill them. Police got involved and ended up searching the house, and what they found was so shocking. They ended up finding a fridge full of human remains along with a lot of Polaroid pictures that had dead bodies in it. I think the one image that really stuck out to me the most is an actual human head that was surrounded by like little oranges, like the cutie oranges that you buy at the stores. It was a head covered with that and an apple in the mouth, and the head actually had no hair. It was completely scalped. So what police found next was actually extremely disturbing. It's already really disturbing, but what they found was video recordings of Natalia actually doing a cooking show. They found that along with a cookbook on how to cook humans and how to prepare the meals. How to skin them, how to debone them, and then how to make a meal with seasoning and everything. And you can't really get much more than, you can't, that's hard, concrete evidence right there. So, yeah, Dimitri ended up getting 20 years, which is not a lot, and Natalia ended up getting only 15 years in prison after killing 30 people. Yeah, that's the rest of this podcast.